Alrighty, it's your boy Zeuxis, and today we're going to be talking about my honest reviews on the closed beta testing servers for BlackCloverMobile, Rise of the Wizard King. So, I guess we're just going to start off with the rating of the game. Honestly, with the new banner system, I'm going to give it an 8.5 or a 9. We're going to stick with 8.5, and I'm going to tell you guys why, right? So, originally, the game was just an 8 for me, right? Because the banner system was actually horrible. How it worked was you did have a pity after 12 multis, but you were guaranteed an SR or SSR. It wasn't guaranteed a specific character, it was guaranteed an SSR. And that SSR could either be a unit or a mage skill, right? So it was kind of bad in a sense because technically a whale could spend thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars and then actually not be able to guarantee get the character, right? They again 3% rates is not high. Obviously, it's 6 in total for skills and units, but if I'm chasing a unit, 3% rates is not good, and then to have a pity system that's not guaranteed that character obviously is bad, right? So, there was that. But now we have the Scarlet banner, or Charlotte banner, my bad. We have the Charlotte banner. I play Nikki, that's why I said Scarlet. But we have the Charlotte banner, and they have a step up, right? And essentially, it's 6 multis to guarantee her. Technically, it's 7, but I say 6 because on step 6, and I believe 3 or 4, it gets discounted from 10 pulls to 5 pulls, right? And it happens twice. So you just add that together and you get a 6 multis basically in total. Now, here's my thing, right? I know a lot of people are saying the game is the best gacha game because it has this system, but I'm gonna tell you right now, I do not believe they're going to have a step up for every unit that drops in the game. After when the game releases and they do the Charlotte banner, I do not believe they will have a step up for every single character they drop, especially being at 6 or 7, right? Highly, the main reason, one, Scarlet is a character that was already in the game. She's a starting off character. She's not a new character that came into the game. You could already pull her from the jump, but the problem was she was only a pity character. So you couldn't summon, and then, like, if you got an SSR, you had a chance of getting her. The only way you could have gotten her before her step up banner was if you got lucky and pulled her off of pity, right? But doesn't change the fact she is a starting character of the game, right? On release, she was there on release. So I don't think they're going to have a step up banner for every single character. I mean, it wouldn't make sense. If I was guaranteed a character every 6 multis, you're not going to make that much money, right? Especially if we go to the next topic, which is the bonds. Now, one thing about bonds is I do think that bonds are not going to be the same when it actually releases. Of course, we couldn't spend money in this game, so they did need to find a way to give us as many dupes as possible to get our characters from SSR or whatever rarity they are all the way to LR, right? Not being able to spend in the game most likely means you're not going to, always get dupes of that one character. There's only so much gems the games or so much currency a game can give you, right? But yeah, I think because in the server, if you have not played the closed beta server, or closed beta testing servers, how it worked was you actually got dupes from your affinity essentially, which is their bonds, right? Your bonds. And from level 0 to 10 would give you a total of I think 5 or 6. It gave you the perfect amount to get a character all the way up to LR, which means if they keep the system like that, you're only going to need to pull the character once. I don't believe they're gonna keep the system like that for again the simple fact that we couldn't spend money, so if there was no other ways we could get dupes, right? If they do keep it like that, great, but I honestly don't think they're going to. It doesn't make sense. They're not going to make a lot of money, and gacha games will only stay alive if they're making a lot of money, right? For Black Clover Mobile could be the greatest game of all time in terms of content, in terms of what they give you, right? But if they're not making money, they will shut it down. And it's happened with a lot of games. Dragalia Lost was another game. Fantastic game, but because they kept giving out so much stuff for free, they had to shut down. They were not making no money because everything was basically free to play in that game, right? So they got to remember that, and us as players have to remember that as well. When it comes to the bonds, it's most likely not going to be the same, right? I think maybe they'll have a dupe or two, maybe 3 dupes in there, right? But they're not going to give you, I don't think they're going to give you a total amount to get a character from whatever rarity they are all the way up to LR. There's no way, because again, there's no way they're gonna want to, especially if let's say every banner is a step up banner. There's no way we're gonna have to only do 6 multis guarantee the character, and then we never have to summon again until like the next banner. That's gonna make the game no money because getting six multis in this game, I'm not gonna lie to you, is quite easy. And it takes me to another topic about bonds. When you max out a character's bonds, right? So right now in the beta, right, the servers, when you get a character to max level, the more you can keep using them and actually still get rewards on their bond when it's max. And the reward you get is currency. Yes, you get currency, right? So after max, it's gonna have a heart with like a recycling, not a recycling, but like I guess a yeah, cycling logo, right? That's just spinning in a circle. And the more and more you use them, I think it's out of 17K, but every time you get their bonds up again, another 17K experience, you get currency back. So the game is highly like it's so rewarding, but I think they're gonna have to fix stuff like that. Now let's go to stuff like the content in the game. Now the content, I do like it, right? Obviously, I think they have a pretty good amount of content in terms of arena, story, limited challenges, and regular challenges, not to mention patrol stages. They have like that little one, it's not a world boss, but it's like a random raid boss that pops up on your screen to get Yule, which is the current like gold in this game, I guess, right? They have that. They also have I guess everything else would be under the limited challenge events, right? But yeah, I do think they have a lot of content. My only problem with it is that most of them, besides everything in I guess normal challenges, are limited. And then I guess normal challenges are somewhat limited because there's a limit to how much stamina you can buy in the game, right? So that's the only problem. And I guess that brings us to our next topic, the stamina system in this game. Now they have two different types of stamina, and this is the first time I've ever seen this in a gacha game, so I don't really know how to deal with this, but it's kind of bad. So how they have it is they have a specific stamina for only story mode and memory hall, I guess. And then they have your regular stamina that every other game has for like normal, challenges, patrol stages, like that. Now, the problem is you can only get a total of six stories chapter tickets or stamina, and it takes 2 hours to refill one. You can buy some in the shop, but it's a cap of three a day, I believe. So that is not that great. I guess it's great for them to keep it there so you don't nobody like I guess how I want to word it is it's great for them to keep it like that in terms of kind of what TOF did, where they don't want all their pusher or their players pushing to like literally end game content within a day, like have them kind of wait. I guess that's good, but on release, people are gonna want to do nothing else but play your game. So you're gonna have to kind of. I mean, there's no way or no question that Black Clover it doesn't they offers you a lot, right? On day one you're gonna play for the whole day. It offers you a lot to play on the first day, trust me, right? There's a lot of things you want to do, and then obviously on the first days you're still probably scrounging around for your summons, right? So I think on the day of release you're gonna be there for literally the whole day, but after you're gonna notice it's gonna get a bit slow because of how much things you can do, right? I'm gonna have guides on my channels and stuff like that where you should be farming, what you shouldn't be farming. Again, I was the number one player on the closed beta testing servers, and we all started at the same time. So I feel like the rankings in the testing servers actually have more meaning than the rankings in the actual game release, because on this server nobody could spend. So if we all started at the same time and we were all on an equal playing field and I had 20 30k more power than everybody else, that means I was doing something correct to get that extra 20 30k power that was pushing me up leagues above everybody else, right? Well, when the game releases, all you have to do is have a bank account that has a lot of money in it, and boom, you type in your numbers on your card and you'll go to the top. That's how these games work, right? So I'm definitely gonna have guides on what you should be doing, free to play, all that stuff, right? I'm gonna be spending, but yeah. um I guess we could talk about gameplay and like animation. There's no question this game has one of the best, if not the best, I've seen. And that kind of like I mentioned before, if I did mention it before, I don't remember, but I said they show love to all the characters in this game, right? Your favorite character, if your favorite character is Charmy, she has an R character, but they put a lot of thought into her animations in terms of her ultimate, in terms of her homepage screen, all their stuff, right? They put a lot of thought into every single character's animation. So I love that, right? I guess now we're gonna talk about Arena. I guess under the content category, but I think arena is something that me personally I love it, right? It's not real-time PvP. I do think this game will get real-time PvP, especially for the fact that it's turn-based, but it's still based on how fast your units are, right? So it's not basically like how it works is you're first, whoever goes first have the highest speed, right? And a lot of these games have real-time PvP with this type of system. So I think the game should be fine in a sense where they get real-time PvP, but off rip the game has PvP with only bots, right? But it's still pretty challenging, right? I'm not gonna lie. I've played arena and it's probably one of my most favorite modes in this game, if not my favorite mode in this game, because there's a lot of team buildings that go into arena, and not only that, right? There's different teams, and some of these teams, even though it's a bot, they play like they know what they're doing. It's not just like, oh, click this card, click this card. I guess it does play like it's auto. I mean, it is auto, it's a bot. But right, if I have a team of like Real, William, Mimosa, and let's say, right? Even though it's a bot, Mimosa is still gonna heal all hurt, like everybody like crazy, right? Really still gonna put his counter, and then when it comes to a point where I literally have no choice but to attack him because of an AoE unit on my team, I can die, right? It's not like their damage gets weakened or anything, right? They will still hit as hard as they would if they were playing themselves, right? William, he would still spam his tree move on my rail. Literally every William I've faced only spammed the tree move on my Willie or my rail. So I think honestly, in a sense, their arena is great, right? I can't wait for them to add real-time PvP. Maybe real-time co-op will be great too, right? I'm definitely gonna be maining either Real or Mimosa, right? My favorite character in this game is Mimosa. I love healers so much in their games, and Mimosa is just the next level healer. Being able to lower attack, oh my god, bro, I love it. I do love it, right? Um, so yeah, overall, I honestly we still don't know how the game is going to work, right? It's just a closed beta testing server. They're going to change everything. Not everything, but they might change most things. I guess I didn't mention as well the Gateway of Destiny. Not something I really need to mention, but I guess, it's pretty important. I guess, yeah. But basically, the Gateway of Destiny guarantees you a seasonal characters, right? I guess I didn't mention that either. There are different types of SSRs in this game, right? You have seasonal SSR mages, regular SSR mages, seasonal SSR mage skills, and then regular SSR mage skills. And then it's like that for every rarity. But when it comes to the seasonal, they're only SSR. They're not going to be seasonal SRs, seasonal Rs. At least we don't know if they're going to have that yet, right? Obviously, seasonals have a lesser chance of being pulled, but you can actually get a seasonal character off rip for free. And all the seasonal characters are broken, right? Mimosa, and Asta, all of them are broken, right? And off the Gateway of Destiny, you can actually pick one, do the missions, and you will get them for free. I'm going to have a video on who to pick and why, so stay tuned for all that stuff, right? But I guess all the important stuff I've talked about, right? Everything else is just things here and there that I can make another video on. If I, like cooking and stuff, I'll make a video on that. It's not really important. It's not gonna go into my review or anything like that. But overall, I'm gonna give the game an 8.5 out of 10, right? I want to put it in 9, but again, we don't know how other banners are going to work. I do not think they're going to have only step up banners where it's 6 multis guaranteed, and I do not believe for the bonds you're going to just have to pull them one time and then you get all their dupes from the bonds. There's no way the game will actually hurt itself by doing that, because if we just have to get one copy, the game, like I said before, is very rewarding. It's very rewarding. So getting 6 multis free to play is a joke. You will literally never have to spend in this game. So yeah, and it's gonna hurt them in the long run in terms of how much money they plan on making or how much they want to make. But yeah, you guys let me know what your thoughts are, your honest to god thoughts on this game is. I do highly recommend playing it for everybody, and you don't need to watch the anime to play this game, but I do highly recommend this game to everybody because it's such a great game. So that's gonna be that for today's video. Make sure you guys subscribe and like, and I'll see you guys in the next one. I'm out. Peace.